Are you spending money on insect control products, yet fungus gnats still keep appearing around your plant pots? Hello, welcome to the Great Garden channel. What is even more concerning is what is happening beneath the soil surface, where larvae may affect the environment around the root system without you being able to see it. Fortunately, there is an inexpensive solution that many households already have at home that may help address this problem. In today's video, Great Garden will share 3 ways to use hydrogen peroxide for indoor plants and the mistakes you should avoid when applying it. If you love ornamental plants, do not forget to subscribe to the Great Garden channel so you do not miss more useful plant care tips. Let us get started. Before we begin, take a close look at the soil surface of this plant pot. Do you see those tiny insects flying around? Those are fungus gnats, one of the most common problems for indoor plants. What is worth noting is that the adult flies usually do not cause severe damage. But the real problem lies beneath the soil. Few people realize that their larvae live in the soil and often gather around the root zone. As their numbers increase, they can damage young root tips that are actively growing, especially in pots that are constantly kept too moist. And this is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is not only used for household cleaning, but many plant growers also use it as a supportive solution for ornamental plant care. I use 3% hydrogen peroxide because this is the most common concentration and is suitable for dilution and home use. Prepare a clean glass cup. Add 100 milliliters of 3% hydrogen peroxide into the cup. In addition to the English voice, we have now created dubbed voices in French, German, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Hindi, and Indonesian to help you understand the content more easily. Listen in your preferred language by opening the video and clicking on Settings, the gear icon, to select the appropriate audio language. Then add 400 milliliters of clean water at room temperature. Next, use a spoon to stir gently so the solution combines evenly. Stirring thoroughly helps the hydrogen peroxide distribute evenly in the water before use. Method 1. Pour the diluted solution into a watering bottle and gently water around the base of the plant. Water slowly so the solution can soak evenly into the root zone. When used properly, hydrogen peroxide may help clean the environment around the roots and reduce the number of fungus gnat larvae living in the soil. But here is something many people do not notice. Most plant problems do not first appear on the leaves. They usually begin at the roots. A healthy root system almost completely determines the plant's ability to absorb water, nutrients, and its growth rate. As the solution penetrates the soil, hydrogen peroxide gradually breaks down into water and oxygen. This is one of the reasons why many plant lovers are interested in this method. Few people realize that plant roots also need oxygen to respire every day. If the soil remains overly wet or becomes compacted for a long time, the oxygen level around the roots decreases significantly. That is when the plant may begin showing signs such as slow growth, yellow leaves, or a weakened root system. However, hydrogen peroxide cannot replace a well-draining growing medium or a proper watering routine. This is only a supportive solution that may help improve the root environment in certain situations. After watering, allow the soil to dry naturally before the next watering. This is a very important step that many people often overlook. Method 2. Continue using hydrogen peroxide. Prepare a clean glass cup. Add 100 milliliters of 3% hydrogen peroxide into the cup. Which country are you watching this video from? It's wonderful that we can connect with each other from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please hit the subscribe button to support me and not miss any orchid care tips. 3% hydrogen peroxide helps clean the environment around the leaf area, supports reducing the accumulation of mold, and helps reduce harmful agents in the growing medium. Then add 400 milliliters of clean water. Continue stirring the solution thoroughly. Pour the diluted solution into a spray bottle, then gently spray both the upper and lower surfaces of the leaves. I usually do this in the early morning or late afternoon when temperatures are not too high. Avoid spraying when the plant is receiving direct sunlight. But here is something interesting that many plant lovers do not notice. When checking for pests, most of us only look at the upper side of the leaves. Meanwhile, many harmful insects prefer hiding underneath the leaves. This is where they are less likely to be detected, and where conditions are favorable for reproduction. That is why I always make sure to inspect both sides of the leaves when caring for plants. Sometimes simply turning over a leaf allows you to detect the first signs of pests before the plant develops serious symptoms. Method 3. For the remaining solution, take a soft cotton pad or clean soft cloth and dip it into the leftover diluted solution. Then gently wipe the entire leaf surface of the plant. Here, I will wipe the leaves of the peace lily. Wipe both the upper and lower surfaces of the leaves. Be gentle to avoid damaging young leaves. Many people spend a lot of time fertilizing, but forget about cleaning the leaves. Meanwhile, leaves are where the plant produces most of the energy needed to sustain life. After many weeks or months indoors, a very thin layer of dust usually accumulates on the leaf surface. This dust layer may be difficult to see with the naked eye, but it reduces the amount of light the leaves receive every day. That is why I always try to keep the leaves clean. When the leaf surface has less dust, the plant can use light more efficiently, while also making it easier for us to detect pests and diseases early. Besides the peace lily, I also regularly wipe the leaves of the Zamioculcas plant. The Zamioculcas plant has relatively thick and glossy leaves, so dust accumulates very easily over time. When wiping the leaves, you also have the opportunity to inspect the entire plant closely. This is when I usually check for leaf spots, signs of pests, or other abnormalities. After completing this step, place the plant in a well-ventilated area for a few hours so the leaves can dry naturally. I usually wipe the leaves about 2 to 4 times per month. It only takes a few minutes, but it helps keep the plant cleaner and allows me to detect problems earlier. However, keep in mind that hydrogen peroxide is not fertilizer and should not be used too frequently. If your plant is growing normally, proper watering, sufficient light, and a suitable growing medium remain the most important factors. Results. After about 2 months of applying this method together with proper care, you may begin noticing positive changes in your plants. For the peace lily, a cleaner and more aerated root environment may help the plant maintain healthier green foliage. New leaves often grow more evenly, and the plant may recover better after periods of overly wet soil or root stress. For the Zamioculcas plant, when the root system is healthy and functioning well, the plant can maintain better growth. The leaves usually keep their natural glossy green color, and the plant develops more evenly over time. However, remember that hydrogen peroxide is not fertilizer and cannot replace light, nutrients, or proper care. It is only a supportive tool to help create a more favorable environment for plant growth. That is the end of today's video. If you find this method useful, please like the video and subscribe to the Great Garden channel so you do not miss simple, effective, and budget-friendly plant care tips. If you have any questions or want to share your results after applying this method, please leave a comment below. Great Garden is always ready to support you and answer your questions. Thank you for watching, and see you again in the next videos.